proud of the guys. That is team. If you talk about team effort, and I know that was kind of the theme of some of the things you've been talking about. When you have 10 guys play 9 minutes or more and everyone scores, that's team effort. And I really thought a key stretch of the game was when we had Ryan, Jalen, and Cannon in, 3 freshmen. I thought that our defense was really good, because now you're talking about guys between 6'5" and 6'9" that are long and athletic, and it made it a little difficult for them to score. And then offensively, I was very pleased with their execution, and really shared the basketball, and we beat, I thought, a good team. This team, Louisiana Tech, has played some good people. Michael White, I've known Michael for a long time. His father was my athletic director at Notre Dame. Michael has done a good job, and they play a unique style where they keep constant pressure on you, and they're never out of the game. So it was a hard-fought win, and just proud of everybody to step up, because some guys that you count on, a couple starters, Rob and Cotton, weren't as sharp today. So it was nice to go to the bench, and this is probably the deepest team I've ever coached as a head coach.
The first half, really, you pretty much seemed to be basically a three-point shooting contest, and I think both of these teams, if I remember correctly, seem to average about like 40% of their total shots for the year have been from three-point range. How confident is your team in getting the opposition to play that type of game?
Well, we think that they're more of a dribble penetration team, so I think that might have given them the opportunity to shoot more threes, especially number 2. We were very concerned about them beating us off the dribble. They did that some in the end of the first half, and so we talked about packing it in. As a result, I think 2 got loose for some threes. As for us, we don't go out and say we're going to go shoot threes. We want to get layups, and sometimes when you get backdoor layups, then their defense sucks into the paint, and then you kick it out for threes. So. Sometimes you go back door, you get the pass, but the weak side help comes and you kick it to the weak side corner. So we don't really say we're going to shoot threes. We're going to, we always want layups, and we always want the ball to go to the post to kind of initiate our offense.
You mentioned the balanced minutes that you got from 10 guys or whatever it was. Was that in part response to your last game going to double overtime and the physical and emotional energy spent there?
It was a little bit. I think that not so much like as a result of that game that I felt guys were tired. I just felt like, okay, for us to be a good team going forward, I need Ryan and Jalen and Cannon and Leslie, Rodney. I need to go to our bench more and give Rob a little bit of a break and Jeremiah a little bit of a break. Then they've got to play, they've got to produce, and I've had conversations with all 3 of those freshmen that say, this is what I need you to do. This is why you're not playing. This is what you can do to play more. And I think they're really trying to do it, which is exciting to see. And then they don't lack confidence when they're out there, which is exciting to see. Cannon made a great move in the post. He made a great move from half court. Jalen. And then obviously Ryan with his terrific foul shooting.
Are you seeing them sort of grow up, and does
I thought they grew up big time today? They grew up big time today.
An indication there'll be more minutes for those 3 guys as a group, not just individually?
It's all a function of what have you done for me today? Okay, great. You did this great against Louisiana Tech. What are we doing tomorrow in practice? What are you doing on the 2nd in practice? What are you going to do at Ole Miss? And that's good for the other guys. Like Leslie said to me after the game, Coach Hobby and I were walking out, he says, man, I didn't draw that charge and I didn't see the court the rest of the game. I said, exactly. I don't have to yell at you, just take you out. And then I put somebody else in, so then the other guys know, ooh, I better draw the charge. So it's all about getting, them to do things, develop habits. And when you have depth, it's the best lesson is playing time.
Against Oklahoma State, Jeremiah played most of the second half, but you brought in Ryan for a couple spots here and there, but alternating them. Tonight you had an extended period with both of them on the floor. What prompted you to go to that 2-point guard lineup?
I
and what do
felt
you like
that
about it?
I felt that our 2 guards at the time, when they were taking the ball out of Jeremiah's hands, were not confident with the ball, and that made me nervous. So I decided to put Ryan and Jeremiah in to have 2 point guards. So if they take the ball out of Jeremiah's hands, I'm confident with Ryan's ability to bring the ball up the court, and so I just decided to stick with it.
Not just Jeremiah, but we have 9 assists combined from both Samaropoulos and Patsovic. How confident are you that your guards can find open guys and they'll knock down the shots?
Well, I think you just touched on 2 guys that can really pass the ball. I mean, in the last 2 games, Loesch, which is the nickname for Alexi, his backdoor pass he threw to Cotton against Oklahoma State was unbelievable. Then he threw another pass to Cotton today that was kind of cross court in front of our bench. He has great vision and understanding passing angles, so I'm very confident that he can pass the basketball.
I guess there was one concern that came in the second half. It seemed like late there, Louisiana Tech tried to really run the ball and push it more. Is there any concern about transition
No
defense?
question. Yeah, sure. You know, I got on our guys, especially our guards. When the shot goes up, they've got to get to the paint and not celebrate. And so I felt that one player in particular in the first and the second half gave up easy dunks because he didn't get back. So transition defense is huge in every game, but especially when you're playing a team like Louisiana Tech that likes to push it.
You had 8 3-pointers in the first half and 1 in the second, which was partly a result of taking fewer in the second, but did La Tech change the way it defended your guys on the perimeter?
You know, I thought they were aggressive in the first half, and then we beat them on backdoors. They went zone, and then I think we hit a couple of threes against the zone. And then in the second half, they pretty much basically played pressure man-to-man the whole time, so that gave us opportunities to drive the ball more or get backdoor cuts.
Anything else?
You guys have a good New Year's Eve, okay? Thanks for being here. Happy
Same to
holidays.
you. Happy New Year.